Here's a different fraction. If we move the decimal point in the denominator 3 places, what do we have to do with the decimal point in the numerator? Yes, move it 3 places. Here's the fraction we started with. Here's the fraction written as a division problem. The same rule holds. If we move this decimal point 3 places, we must move the other decimal point 3 places in the same direction. We haven't changed the value because we've just multiplied by a fraction of 1. Here's a new problem. It's easier to divide if this number is a whole number. To make it a whole number, we have to move the decimal point. How many places? Yes, 2. So we must move the other decimal point 2 places in the same direction. 1, 2. Now we can divide, just like we always do. We add zeros and divide. Sometimes when you divide decimals, you have to put in a decimal point and zeros before you can move the decimal points. Look at this problem. First, we have to put a decimal point after the 3 and add zeros. Now we move this decimal point 2 places. So how many places do we move the other decimal point? Yes, 2 places. Now we put the decimal point in the answer and divide. Here's a multiplication problem. The answer has 2 digits, but the answer must have 3 decimal places and 2 more, 5 decimal places. To fill these empty slots, we must use zeros, 3 of them. We have to do the same thing with some division problems. Here's 4/10 divided by 80. We can add zeros to 4/10 without changing the value. Now we'll write the decimal point in the answer and we divide. 80 doesn't go into 4, so we write a 0 above the 4. Now 80 into 40. 80 doesn't go into 40, so we write a 0 above the last digit of 40. Now 80 into 400. It goes in 5 times. So we write the 5 above the last digit of 400. Remember, a decimal number must have zeros in these empty spaces.
When you divide some decimal numbers, the answer does not come out even, with no remainder. If we divide in this problem, we get 3, with a remainder of 1.
For the next digit, we get 3 with a remainder of 1. And the pattern repeats for as many places as we care to show. This is a repeating pattern. To show that it is a repeating pattern, just make a line over the part that is going to repeat. In this problem, the 3. Your turn. Divide until you have 4 decimal places. Then mark the repeating part by making a line over the first part that repeats. Here's what you get when you divide. The part that keeps repeating is 6. So here's how you show that. A line over the first 6.
Here's a different kind of repeating decimal. We'll divide 1 by 11 until we have 4 decimal places. 0, 9 is the part that repeats. So we draw one line over the first 0 and 9.